يروي الإمامان أبو داود في سننه والترمذي في جامعه بسند صحيح عن عثمان بن عفان رضي الله عنه قال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. The hadith tonight is a collection of both Imam Abu Dawud and الترمذي. Has an authentic chain of narration narrated to us by Uthman ibn Affan, and it's one of the few hadith that he narrated, radiallahu anhu. Uthman is not one of the Sahaba is known for his hadith narration, for sure. He's known for many other things, but not for that. So we only have a very small number of hadith that he narrated, and this is one of them. And it's interesting because once you hear the hadith, you've heard it like a million times, but you didn't know probably Uthman narrated it, so it's nice for you to know that today. And the theme, which I started a few weeks ago, and I know I was away for a week, but the theme was the hadith where he says, عليه الصلاة والسلام, خيركم or خياركم, the best of you. And he used that term, عليه الصلاة والسلام, a number of times, around maybe less than a dozen, but something within that vicinity, depending on how you're going to judge the last couple in terms of their authenticity. But together, I'd maybe put together 6 or 7. Hadith where the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام would use the word خيركم, the best of you, or the best of people. And if you take them all together, all the things that he pointed out, and list them, they're nice. The stuff that the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام thought would qualify you to be amongst the best of Muslims, the characteristics and the practices and the behaviors and the beliefs. And I've shared with you 3 already. We talked about خيركم أحسنكم قضاء, and خيركم لأهله, and خير الناس ينفعهم للناس. I talked about those 3 already. And I'll put them, I'll summarize them all together once we're done the series, inshallah ta'ala. But today, this hadith, I mean, I'm pretty sure that if I ask you outside of this series, and I told you, the Prophet ﷺ said the word خيركم once. Do you know can you finish the hadith? I'm sure the hadith that comes to mind to you is the one that I'm going to narrate tonight, actually, in the collection of Imam Tirmidhi and Abu Dawud by Uthman, where he would say عليه الصلاة والسلام, خيركم من تعلم القرآن وعلمه. The best of you are the ones who learn the Quran and pursue learning the Quran and pursue teaching it. And it's the fact that he said that عليه الصلاة والسلام is sometimes we use it with kids a lot, and we use it with, and it's fine. And I remember that the hadith that I was given growing up, and I give to kids when they're growing up, and great. But really, it's actually much more deep. The depth of this, the profoundness of this hadith goes beyond just a child coming to the masjid and memorizing the Quran. It's what does to learn the Quran actually mean? Memorizing is one maybe aspect of it. And it's a simple aspect, honestly, and it only lasts for a few years when you're a kid. When you're older and you try to memorize the Quran, I mean, you know what that looks like, and even if you end up successful memorizing a little bit, it's like a hole in the bag. Yani. You fill it up from here, and it goes out from the other side, and you spend all your life trying to hold on to. Which is why I tell people just hold on to 1 or 2 juz, honestly, just hold on to them well. And that's all you need. You don't need to know the whole thing. If you're young and you have the opportunity and the time, please commit yourself and learn it, because you lose that. It's a window that closes really quickly, never opens again. But learning the Quran does not require you to actually memorize it. Learning the Quran means learning the values, the principles, the ideals, the teachings, the rulings. This is what learning the Quran means. And the best of you are the ones who pursue learning it, actually go out to learn what the Quran is teaching. This is the piece of guidance that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed upon us. Here's my divine word. Learn it and live by what it teaches. We have something extremely valuable. If you think about it, no other group on the face of this earth has anything that is even remotely close to that which we possess. I understand what I'm trying to say here. Like, if you were looking at value in the world, which nation has the most valuable thing? And yes, they use the word thing. The most valuable thing. Who has the most valuable thing? It is unequivocally, in an undisputed manner, Ummah Muhammad having the Quran. By far, there is no other, there's no comparison. What can compare? Give me something, go ahead. Compare something to the divine word of God, go ahead. The authentic divine word of God, because you can have other groups also, the word of God, yeah, with 72 versions of it, so you don't know which one is actually correct. So I'm sorry, you don't actually know that every letter in that book that you carry is the word of God, which means that there's for sure something in there that isn't, which leaves us a little bit questioning whether you can follow the whole thing. But you carry in your hand the absolute, the authentic word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with not one letter that is out of place. Give me anything that is even within the realm of closeness to that. There is nothing. There's nothing. So yes, the best of you are the ones who realize that and pursue learning it. And then when they learn it, they can pursue teaching it so that the legacy of it continues. Because Yawm al-Qiyamah, when it occurs, when you listen to the Prophet ﷺ talk about it, there will be no one left who knows what the Quran teaches, even though the Quran itself exists in its form. Like it's still there, still a book, and it's there. Just no one's left who understands it. So you can easily lose the legacy of what it teaches by just stop pursuing the knowledge of it and then stop pursuing teaching the knowledge. I think that's worth kind of contemplating and understanding. I hope that was a benefit to you. يروي الإمامان أبو داود والترمذي بسند صحيح فيما يرويان عن عثمان بن عفان رضي الله عنه أن النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم قال: خيركم من تعلم القرآن وعلمه. صدق رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. سبحانك وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. جزاكم الله خير وبارك الله فيكم.